Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is technical analysis of the stock market today. Today is Wednesday, October 29th, 2014. We're going to take a look at the market action of the last 2 days, then take a look at Russia, China, and India and Germany in terms of their indices, and then take a look at 4 Chinese stocks. Okay, so the Dow Industrials were down 31 points today after having a big day yesterday. So on Friday, the market closed, or Monday, I guess it was, 16,817. We're sitting here about 150 points above that over the last 2 days. So pretty good move. It's continued this move up to the upside. And I am still sticking with my scenario that we have broken out of this ending diagonal wedge. Okay, I think it was fifth wave of a C move of a Y primary up move, and so with this move, I believe that this is a leading expanding diagonal triangle, and that it typically will, when you get that type of a triangle, you typically have a very deep retracement. Well, that's exactly what we're getting. And we've gone slightly above the 78.6% that I talked about as a point where beyond which you start to wonder what is happening. And 78.6% was at 1730, I believe. And the high today was 1765. So yes, we went slightly above it, but we'll have to see. I mean, does it continue to rally? Does it not? Some people think this is a correction, and now we're off to the races, to the moon. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sticking with my interpretation until I see something that definitely invalidates what's going on. S&P 500, it's slightly above the trend line that it pulled back to. Again, it's getting a deep retracement. You see these doji bars that are showing up in here now. Clear, I think, indecision on the part of the market, especially with the NASDAQ here today too. Of course, the big news today was the Fed basically saying, yes, we are continuing with the shutting down of QE3 and stopping the bond buying at the end of October. Here we are with the NASDAQ. I just talked about the NASDAQ. Sorry, I meant to pull up the New York Composite. Now, the New York Composite, I really like the way this is almost a better picture. I mean, this is clear 5 waves to me coming down, and then they got this pullback, and it's pulled back just slightly over 61.8%. It's right in the neighborhood of this trend line. And so, we'll continue to watch, see what the New York Composite does too, because that is all equities and a much broader measure. It's broader than the S&P 500. And let's see, the Russell 2000 is the last one. Again, this is pulling back up to the trend line. It's right around the 233 day. We've got the 55 below the 233. Again, it's snapback rally just like the other indices. So let's take a look at the short-term trading index. We're right in the middle. No change, no indication at all. The VIX. Yesterday, of course, was down when the market's up big. We got a little stabilization in here, an outside up day, an outside day meaning the high and low was broader than yesterday's high and low, and then we closed up today. So that's not any necessarily buy indication. I'm just noting the action of the bar today of the VIX. So we'll have to watch that one closely. The next one is the high-low. The readings today were almost identical to yesterday. We had a net 160 new highs yesterday and 155 new highs versus new lows today. So we've gotten back above in the positive territory. We'll see if we continue to get some move, whether it pushes higher in here or whether it stalls out. It'll be interesting to see, because this is what had happened in August after the sell-off in July. Here's what happened in August, and granted, this rally has come from a lot deeper than that, and so we'll just have to continue to monitor it. All right, that's it on the indicators. Let's take a look now at, start off with Russia. Russia's had a pretty good little bounce here the last week. I was actually watching this thinking it was going to roll right over and break this trend line, and this is why you never know what the market's going to do. I mean, even when the moving averages are all aligned, and so all of a sudden, boom, here we go. And so I'm not sure what's caused that, other than it could be just, oversold and buying. I mean, I haven't seen the news on that. The German DAX has also had a nice bounce. Now, here's the thing about the German DAX, which is kind of interesting. I thought this was topping out, had a neckline in here, got a close below that, got the fall through more to the downside. Now we've come back and rallied back up kind of deep, above the neckline, which to me, I don't know, you have to watch this to see if it rolls back over. That would be my expectation. And when you look at this is September 19th. That's when our market was peaking. And then this is the move. And the DAX has not come back nearly as far as our indices. So it's just slightly over 50%, where we're all the way up in here. Okay. So it's going to be interesting to watch because Europe is struggling. And that floats in and out of the news depending on what's happening. And the next thing is India. India looks like it's in a solid, continuing its bull market. I mean, is this beautiful picture? To me, there was a fourth minor wave. That's what this looks like, and now it's trying to do the fifth minor wave to the high side. It's already started, and right now it just looks like it continues to track. And let's take a look at China. Where is it? Shanghai Composite. Okay, the Shanghai Composite is really nice rally the last 2 days in here. Okay, so we're up strongly over the last 5 days, but the last 2 days had this enormous move, and it came on good volume, really nice volume, up around the 50-day, and then today was above the 50-day moving average. All the indicators are in bullish mode. So this looks really strong. The thing that's interesting, I think we're in a fifth intermediate wave of a third primary wave. So, this is still in strong mode. And this trend line that we've got in here is a strong trend line. It's from these points right here. And, literally came right across in here. We break up through here. I think it's going to, just give it's like another launch mode. It's like thrusting it up through the trend line. So this will be interesting to watch here with the Shanghai Composite. It looks like it's starting to get a head of steam on it. Let's see. I think that's it for the world markets. So let's go ahead and move in and take a look at our 4 Chinese stocks. We're going to start off with Auto Home. Auto Home is trending up nicely. It came out of this like declining wedge, ending diagonal type thing. It looks like it's got a nice little move going on. I don't see any other specific pattern in here other than that, it's trading above the 10 and it's rising. It looks nice. I mean, I don't see something that I want to jump in and take a position on. I think I've shied away from this stock. I'm not sure that there's a whole lot of, I'll have to check the options on it, but the volume on this has been it's been below 1 million for the last like week or two. On a daily basis. So I like to see a lot more volume in that because I want some liquidity on the options. And sometimes it's a struggle to get that. QIIHU 360. All right, this is interesting because, again, we've talked about this before. Big head and shoulders top. And again, we had this big primary wave 1 move, and I think we're in this big corrective action. From a technical perspective, head and shoulders projects down here to around 45, and right now, and if you look at if this is doing a WXY of some kind, then I've shown this before, I believe. Y will equal W at 54. Okay, so that would imply to me that we'd have some further to the downside to go. And, this almost looks like a flag. We'll see whether or not it rolls over. It started to a little bit today, maybe, but we didn't get a close below the 10. Moving averages kind of crossed, but this is in such a strong downtrend. You got to be careful with that, especially in these strong downtrends. And the ADX is at like 48. Let's see. When I talk about, you can draw a line across the top here, and of course you got this line down here. So this is your flag, kind of like a flagpole, and there's your flag, upside down flag. Okay, so that's QIIHU. Let me get my mouse back, or arrow back, and let's check in on YOKU. YOKU QIIHU. All right, this is a descending triangle that we've got here. It's broke down through it. It looks like it's pulled back to it. And now it's kind of stalled out. So again, what I'm doing is watching for it to close back below the 10 and see if it starts to roll back over to the downside and go the projection, because I don't think that this has fulfilled the projection. I'd be looking for a distance that's, what's the high here, 24.6, what's the low here, 18. So we're talking about a 6 point at a minimum. Out of a break right around here that's around 18.5 maybe, where it broke. So I think this has got some more to the downside, and we'll see if it starts to roll over and do that. And the last one we're going to take a look at is YY. YY again also looks like it's doing a large corrective action. And again, that's the thing about once you get into corrective mode, once you've had a major impulse wave, corrective actions can become complex. They can develop into a wide variety of things. So you really have to be careful what you're doing once you get into that. The reason this looks like a first A wave move down here to the downside, and B has come back right to the beginning of A and slightly beyond it. Let me take a look. Yeah, slightly beyond it. And so therefore, I think we've got a flat. Now, if this comes back up here and goes back above B, then it's not. And of course, we'd have to have some other kind of. Something else will develop in here. But right now, we get this. It looks like it's potentially rolling over. I mean, you get the 21 breaking below the 55. You close today below the 10, and so we'll have to watch this. I don't trade options on this because the average true range on this is $4 a day. And so a little rich on where you got to put the stop, and I'll monitor it, but I don't trade options on it when I have ATRs greater than 4 or greater. Let's see. I think that's it for tonight. So that's the 4 Chinese stocks at Auto Home. Did I say? I may have said at home, but it's Auto Home. QIIHU, YOKU QIIHU, and YY. All right, tomorrow. Let me see if I've got it. I know I've got an update video I will put out, and I'm looking for it right now. Tomorrow, yeah, FireEye, 3D Systems, and Stratasys. So we'll check in on those 3 stocks. And then Friday, we'll take a look at Tesla, Solar City, First Solar, which we're in a trade idea, and Jinko Solar. So that's for the next 2 days, and then we'll be back on Saturday with the market wrap on Saturday for the weekend. All right, this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. We'll see what the next 2 days holds in the market. Have a great Thursday, Friday, everyone, and we'll talk to you on Saturday.